Okay, we're going to start this morning since everybody's really interested in this tank gauge. I guess I'm going to have to take it out of the box. Okay, here it is out of the box. This little goodie, I get a lot of views. Curious people, thanks for the help. So I'm going to do a more in-depth one. Somebody asked if there was, if you could run two along side by side. We're going to find out. This will be my second one, and I'm going to install it on our smaller tank. The thing about this, a couple things about this transformer, it sends to this goodie, which is in the house. It has a bubble right on top. That has to be level, pretty much like it is. Like you can see that bubble in there moving around. Let me see if I can get a close-up. That's about as close as I can get. See the bubble moving around? Okay, that has to be level. This has the single sensor, ultrasonic sensor, which sends out a signal. And the characteristic of this sensor is that it's effective at 18 inches. So can you see that sensor in there? So this needs to be setting up off of the level of the water. Whatever your level is, has to be setting up at least 18 inches up, higher than that water level, to get an accurate reading. So for my small tank, I don't have that. I have about 10 inches between the top of the tank and the water level. So I made a little jig here to replace the lid on my tank. To replace this lid. Instead of cutting another hole in my tank when the tank is not the height I need. So in order to use this on the smaller tank, I've cut a hole in a 3/4 inch piece of plywood. Put 3 nails in to hold it up. I notched this so that rainwater can run out, and my little sensor can sit right on top of this, and I'll put a couple screws in it there. We don't want water to go down into the our tank, rainwater. So if I cut that out, that will fit right in there. Along with this, this is 11 inches and the tank is 10 inches up. So I have my 18 inches. So I'm going to set this up and then I'll be back. Okay, these are my two tanks. That comes up from the ground, fills a big tank, and then I let the water settle in the big tank, and then I pump water from the middle of that tank over into the little tank. That's my form of filtering the water. Even though I do have other filters, and that 22 micron filter, sediment filter. Now, here's my tank. My little tank, and you can see right now my board, which is level, straight. The tank is not level. The tops of these tanks seem to slope in, so I guess they need to do some kind of reinforcement. So I need a 3/4 inch piece of wood under there to bring that up to level. I cannot put that board on there. It's way out of level, and if that's out of level, then this piece is out of level. So you've got to level the back piece here. Let's get this back under there. There we go. Now we're pretty close, maybe a little bit more. A little bit more. That's even better. That one's level. Now this one is level this way. that made it a little bit unlevel. But then this one should be reading level, and I'm right over that, so you should be seeing some kind of the bubbles in the middle. That has to be level, because that signal is going to go straight down, hit a flat surface, and bounce right back up. And if that is crooked, the signal is going to bounce down and then bounce off to the other direction, and it's going to miss his point to come back and tell this instrument, the sensor, exactly how it is. And I'm holding my phone a little crooked there, so you can see how level this looks everywhere, from the side, from the front. Okay, that's most important. And this is where I have a water level that's here, and this is only like 10 inches. Then I need 8 inches here, so I've got about 12 inches there. So I've got my 18 inches. Over on the big tank, though my sensor is right there, I was able to drop my water level down 18 inches and still have lots of water left. So, okay, that's our setup for this. I will have to find something to put in here and keep this level. For now, it's just for our making this video on how to make this sensor work. So let me get some batteries in this sensor and we will start the setup. Okay, I've got this unit open. I have opened this. We got one little screw here that we get that cover off, and we've got to put 6 batteries in here, 6 AAA batteries. So we're going to put that in there. Then I'm going to take this piece back outside and set it on the water tank, and then I'm going to come back in and I'm going to put the batteries in this one, and that's when we start the setup. So I'm going to get the measurement of my tank. It wants to know how deep, how many feet, or is it meters, the tank is. So I'm going to go get that and I'll be back. Okay, here we are back outside. Got this on the tank, and I've got the piece of wood level, the lid, and that should be level up there too, although I can't see it. So now we'll go back inside and start the setup. That should be blinking. I'm not sure that you can see that, but when I was inside and I put the batteries in, it was blinking a little red spot there. So we'll go inside and see if it can make its connection. Okay, here we go. We're going to put the batteries in this. This will be the first time this has started up. Batteries are in. Back is back on. Tank level. It wants to know the tank level. So we didn't get to do anything. It's Celsius, tank level. I didn't get to do anything. Darn. Okay. This is maximum, minimum button. We need to set the tank level. Let's see if we can get back into it. Set, hold it for 5 seconds. Hour. 24-hour clock. Okay, that's all right with me. Time. would want to know the time. Let it set it at 1 o'clock. I'm not sure what time it is, but we'll go with that. And we'll make it 1:01. Okay, the time is set. Celsius. Can we change that? Fahrenheit, just by pressing the plus minimum, maximum, minimum one. Okay, we're good with that. Two temperatures here. Inside the house it's 72, and outside it's in the sun, so it's 87. Okay, I missed the tank setting and the tank air gaps setting, so we're going to go back into it by pushing set and alarm for 5 seconds. Hold them down. Like 5 seconds. Okay, now we're in tank level. So I'm measuring in feet, and I have just shy of a couple inches, 36 inches. So let's go with 2.85. Gotta get over into the other side of the decimal there. 2. Okay, I went over, so I need to go down. 8.5. Now we're going to go in, when we press set again, we're going to go into the air gap setting. Even though it's not going to say it, it still says tank level feet. The second time around is air gap, so we're going to do the air gap. And we need 1.5. Give us 18 inches. Why they make you set that, I don't know. It's like all you can do. You have to have 18 inches, so why don't they just make it the default? Okay, now I'm out and they are set, and it's going to take a little bit for it to read. Okay, those numbers were wrong for my setup. I'm 21 inches air gap from the bottom of the sensor to the water level, and then below that I have another 34 inches of tank, so my total tank level is 54 inches. The air gap is 21 inches. Okay, there it went and got the reading, and you can look at the time. It was just a little over a minute, maybe that much. Minute, 2 minutes. Grab the reading again, and it's reading about right. We were out there just over half a tank. Okay, now we're back down. This would be the full mark. This is the water level, and this would be about 50%. So if we look at the scale, that's about what we see. Get this out of the light. Okay, there goes a car taking off. Let me get this. There we go. Sorry about the noisy car. That's our scale, and that's pretty accurate reading. And right now it is 87 degrees out here, so okay, I think that completes how do we set this up. We are good to go. Okay, the question was, do they work together? Can you have two units? Well, here you see I've installed that second unit on the left, and it seems to be working just fine, along with the original one that we've had for a couple years on the right side. And you can see the outside temperature is 90 at the tank. The inside temperature right here where they're setting is 72. And the time, I've got the time really close together. And you can see the different levels in the tank. That one, like we were out there looking at it, is a little more than half. And this one over here is pretty much full. It's like 80% most all the time. This was a shot at the gauges around, actually the time is 6:44. 6:45 on the right one. They're pretty close. Just a second, we're going to see the gauges the next morning, right about now. Okay, it's the next morning, and you can see the small tank on the left. The water refill did run, so the tank's full, and the gauge reflects that. And the one on the right, the big tank, it's not quite so full. The tank reflects that. And that's it. You can set the alarms for this, a low water and a high water, and even a low temperature and a high temperature. I'm not sure what we would use those for, but you set that by doing the set and alarm, and then you go through the settings and set that pretty much like what we did with the tank level. Okay, so that completes the setup of the new gauge, and it is running along the side. The gauge that we installed probably 2-3 years ago, I forget now, but that's it. To answer your question, yes, you can run two at the same location. So thanks for watching. Subscribe and hit the little bell, and you'll see any new ones I make of this. Along with this one, I'm also working on water pumps, above ground water pumps, and the on-demand pressure pumps. I've used like 3 different kinds of those brands, and you get a sense of what not to use. So thanks for watching.